Alright guys, in this video I'm going to generate the thumbnail of WMS layers. That means we are going to generate the thumbnail from the map. And in first section I'll generate the thumbnail from our local geoserver. And in the next section I'll generate the thumbnail from our geonode service provider. For this feature I'm going to use the Python library called owslib. Let's get started. Alright guys, I am inside the desktop owslib directory. So first thing is I have to install the library. So I'll install it, and since I already installed, that's why it says that requirement already satisfied. And after that you have to create the one file. I'll name it as the thumbnail.py. Here now I can write the code of our thumbnail generator. So for that I'm going to reference this well documentation. So here you can see the installation is quite easy, straightforward. Pip install owslib, and after that you have to just connect this, initiate this class. So for initializing this class we have to provide the WMS layer URL. So for us the WMS layer URL will be the our geoserver URL, which is here. Sorry, this one. Just copy it and paste it here, and then write WMS, and then the WMS version will be 1.1.1 is okay for us. And then after that we can just check whether library is installed correctly or not by simply printing this instant. So just print out this, and then we have to run python thumbnail.py, and it print ogcwms. That means our library is installed successfully, so we can now write our actual code. So first thing is for WMS layer, if you see here, we need the SRS in bounding box, and also we need to provide size. This and layers, of course layer is one of the main parameter. So the layer SRS in bounding box format as well, so this size as well. So these are the main parameters. So the style can be neglected. If we did not provide the style, it will take the default style, and transparency also optional, not mandatory field. So for that we have to calculate the bounding box in SRS. So here if you see this line, so we can calculate the bounding box easily. So maybe I'll calculate the bounding box of this admin file. If you visualize it here, it will look like something like this. So let's paste it here. Let's calculate the bounding box. So for bounding box, what we can do is we can provide the WMS and then our layer name, and then we have to bounding box. It will calculate the bounding box of our layer. So if I try to print out it here, and it will print out the bounding box. Okay, let's try it here. So it's the actual bounding box of our this layer. So in bounding box section, actually we don't have to provide this SRS parameter. So I'm going to remove this parameter. For removing this, maybe what I can do is I can just convert it to the list first, and then now I can SRS equal to bbbox dot pop will take remove the last element, and then set the parameter to the actual value. So in our case, I'm going to use the negative indexing. That means the indexing will count from -1, -2, -3 for this, -4 for this, -5 for this. So this will be -1. If I also can go to from front, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can write the 4 as well. So but -1 looks better because it's the last index. And then after that, okay, after that the last element of bb box will be removed. And if I see the srs, uh, and okay, name will be bounding box, and then it will print out something like this. So this one is our bounding box in the list form, and then this one is the srs of the our wms. Okay, after that we can just run our wms this get map function. So I'll just copy this line and paste it here, and I have to remove this. Okay, remove this. And now I have to change the layer as well. So for our case, the layer will be the geonode admin. And then if we did not provide the style file, it will take the default style. So I'm going to cut it. And for our case, srs will be the srs parameter, which is from the directly from bounding box parameter. And then bounding box will be the bb box, because we already removed srs property. And size will be the, you can define your size, but thumbnail means you, if you provide the smaller size, that would be nice. And then just save it. And maybe you can just try to print out image. It will print out the image actual this response, which is an object, because the image cannot be visualized in the console. So we have to create the, maybe I'll create the output directory, and then I'll output our thumbnail inside the output directory. So for that, I can just copy this line as well. So it's the just file writing properties. So just control D and then just cut, yeah. So this one is the location of the our image. So for us, the location will be the output slash, and then maybe this is admin dot jpeg format, and it will open the file in w write mode. And then after that we can write our file to the image.read. This image will be written inside our this admin.jpg, and then we can close the file. So let's save this file, and then let's try it here. So in the output directory you can see your thumbnail here. So it's, yeah, in that way you can generate the thumbnail. But here is one small issue, which is like if you show the actual admin boundary, it's little bit longer than this height. So the coordinate, this is just the image, so it is not georeference. That means it's just congested. It white should be a little bit longer in actual. So for dealing with this, what you can do is you can just correct your bounding box. Here also, as you notice here, the image is sharply cutted into the exact boundary of this image. So maybe I can just add some padding to this image and then save it as an image. So let's try to add this. So first thing is we have to update the bounding box. So for that, maybe I'll write the x1 means the first coordinate of x to the bounding box. Let's try to, here we have the bounding box is 1 2 3 4, this one. So just I'll get the first parameter. So x1 means bb box 0. 0 means first parameter, this one. Or you can of course write negative 5 as well. So y1 will be the bounding box 1, and similarly x2 will be the bounding box 2, and x no y2 will be the bounding box 3. So after that I can define the buffer area padding. Maybe padding looks better. Padding means the actually I can calculate this. So here I can just provide the uh, x2 minus x1 divided by no into 0.1 comma y2 minus y1 into 0.1, and then I can take the minimum or maximum of this minimum, and then just provide the minimum will be the padding. Or you can just simply write a value, that means the layer is changing from 35 to 35 something to I think 104. So you can just get the padding, but it's the actual way to calculate the padding. So it's up to you. So center will be the let's calculate the center in similar manner. So maximum of, sorry, we have to provide the bracket because it's the function, and maximum of this x2 minus x1, and then sorry y2 minus y1, and then we have to divide by 2.0. So the center will be the let's suppose if its height start from 0 to 10, and then white start from 0 to 15, then it will calculate the 15 minus 0 and 10 minus 0 divided by 2, that means 7.5 will be the center. So in that way we will take the longer axis and then divide by 2 to calculate the center. So our next bounding box will be the it's up to you guys, but I found this one is the suitable way to calculate bounding box, so it's not mandatory. Into 0.5, and then minus center minus buffer means padding, and then other coordinate will be y1 plus y2 into 0.5 minus center minus padding, and then in the coordinate will be x1 plus x2 into 0.5 plus center plus padding, and then in there will be y2 minus y2 plus y1 into 0.5 plus center plus padding. So this one will be the new bounding box, and then we pass the bounding box here. Maybe if I try to run again, then maybe I'll change the name to admin1, and you can see the difference between two files. So here in the admin1 we have little bit padding here, and then it's the actual SRS of this image. If you see this image, And here in the admin file, it's actually the little bit congested in x-axis, and then it's not the actual thumbnail. So in that way you can update the bounding box and then calculate the thumbnail of your image. So yeah. All right, guys, let's start the second part. So in second part, we are going to generate the thumbnail for all the layers available in the geonode. So geonode URL will be the master.demo.geonode.org. As you can see here, here are you can see the lots of layers already available in the this demo dataset. So here they also created the thumbnail, but I think these are not loaded properly, that's why the thumbnail is like this. So we are going to generate the thumbnail for all these 43 layers. So let's get started. So for that, if you go to the, if you type the geo server here, it's the actually the geoserver instance. So here you can see the geoserver all the data set. So I am going to generate all the thumbnail for these 45 items. So let's get started. So for that, maybe I have to copy this URL first, copy and then paste it here. This one, yeah, this will be the WMS, and then I think I have to write the for loop. So if you go to the owslib documentation, here you can find out the current layers inside the this using this property. So maybe I can apply for loop for WMS for I in list WMS, sorry, WMS dot contains print I. So it will print out the all the layers name here. Geoip dot admin, no keyword. That means the error from this line, because we already removed this main URL. So maybe for now I can just comment out this section. So let's try to run it again, and then now you can see this all layers from the geonode, this geoserver directory. So in similar manner, we can just generate the thumbnail of all the data sets. So for that, maybe I can just print out the layer name. Layer name will be the, this one is the workspace name, this one is the actual layer name. So layer name will be the I dot split, and then I can split based on the colon, and then take the last parameter. Last means -1, or you can say 1, because it's only 2 element, that means the second one. Okay, so so the bounding box will be the same, but instead of this layer name, we have to provide I. That means it will iterate over and over to the uh, all the layers. So SRS will be the this feature, and then for us, I think I can just comment out everything, and then just yeah. So just indentation, make indentation, and then BB box is okay, padding is okay, center is also okay, new bounding box is okay. We don't need to print the layer, and then after that we can provide the I tag here, that means the layer name, and then image.jpg, everything is okay. And then here we can provide the layer name is the image name, output image name is the layer name. So we can write the format and then provide the layer name. So yeah, so now let's try to run this function. So it will iterate over each layers and then generate the thumbnail for us. So here you can see first thumbnail is ready, which is air runway, and then country thumbnail is also ready. If you go back to the geoserver directory, here maybe you can search the country. What is the layer name? Country. Okay, let's see. The country one is this one. So if you visualize it, it will be the exact layer here. So the thumbnail we already generated using our Python code. So in that way you can just generate the thumbnail of any WMS features. It does not depends on your it will depend on only your URL and the WMS service provider. So yeah, let's get all the thumbnail. Wait little bit time. Okay, all right, guys. Now all the layers thumbnail was generated successfully. If you check the layers, so you can get the thumbnail like this. So all the thumbnail has the same dimension, which is the 300 into 250. So you can customize this size as well. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, please smash the like button, and thank you for watching.